Hello everyone, welcome to the Lore Keeper Show. I am your Lore Keeper Trevor for today, and of course, we are diving into D&D Beyond once again to do a video on homebrewing a subclass. Subclasses are actually probably the hardest one, which is why I saved it for last, at least last of the D&D Beyond things. There are, of course, going to be more videos on other tabletop role-playing games once we learn those, and also we have a video coming out next week on other resources that we recommend you use for your tabletop games if you don't want to use D&D Beyond, because I know that D&D Beyond can be a struggle to use as well. So we have other resources that we recommended that you guys can use. So with that all in mind, we are going to select a class to create a new subclass for completely from scratch, and then we will select a pre-existing subclass that we can use as a template to create a new subclass. This will be mainly focused on two different classes. Our pre-existing subclass will be Druid, we'll be using a Druid pre-existing subclass, and then completely from scratch, we'll be using a Rogue as the class base. Of course, you can do this method with any other classes. Let's get right into it! So here we are creating a rogue subclass completely from scratch. The first thing that you see when you do this is that you'll see just this basic little information thing. You get to create a name. This is the Gymbrogue, or the Gymbro Rogue. This is a rogue that goes to the gym. Being strong and stealthy are their specialties. Rogues aren't normally known for being strong, however, these ones are. The subclass gives you the ability to wear armor without dealing any issues to your stealth, the ability to use any weapon, and a +3 to your strength score. There's no casting abilities that this class or subclass has, and so with all of these things in mind, we can create the subclass. And then once we do that, we will get to do all of the class features. And so that's where the fun kind of begins. You see, we get to name the class feature, what it does as granted and all of that stuff. And so actually, if we cancel, what we're going to do here is basically grab one of the things. For example, we know that you get the +3 to your strength score. We don't need to write a snippet, but we can write a description. The description is just going to be +3 to your strength score and dex score, because it will be both +3. The required level is 1, and then it is granted. Now, what does that allow us to do once we do all of that here? Well, it allows us to do all of these things. So, for example, we can add class feature options, level scaling, modifiers, spells, actions, creatures, and additional spell lists. This will be a modifier. Fixed value is 3. You'll be adding 3 to your strength score. And then we're going to do another one, bonus, and it's going to be dex score, which should be right here. The ability is dex, and the ability is 3. So once all of those changes are done, you can save changes, and then I believe cancel to go back. Yes. Once you press cancel, after you've saved your changes, you can go back, and it will be right here. So that was just a little example of how to create that. And so with that in mind, we are going to finish creating this, and then once it is entirely done, I will show you the finished product. This is the end result of what Jim Brogue looks like. Now, the problem is that I can't share it because it does not have the necessary class features with the correct required levels. You see, the main thing that I always suggest with subclasses is to do copies or to find ones on other homebrew things or find other things that people have made on D&D Beyond, because I cannot make good subclasses by myself. It's very challenging to do. Is how to make one from scratch. Not the best way, but a way to make one from scratch. Okay, so the nice thing about creating something based off of a pre-existing thing is that you get to just write the things you want and keep the things that actually already work for what you're doing. This is Circle of the Myth, or rather Circle of Myth. Your druid pulls from myth for wild shape. Your druid has dabbled in mythical creatures for a very long time, and so only knows how to wild shape into mythical creatures. It's kind of a cool thing. Of course, all the spell stuff is all the same, but now we actually get to go in here and edit all of these things, so we don't have to do what I did earlier and actually, mess up like we did previously. So we're going to go into this, figure out what works and what doesn't work. There are some things in here that don't work, but we'll get to those in a second. But either way, first, I don't believe Moonstep or Moonlight Step makes sense. As a bonus action, you teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. You have advantage on the next roll that you make before the end of your... Yeah, it's just... It don't make much sense. We are going to remove both moon steps. They just don't make sense. However, we are going to look into circle forms, Circle of the Moon spells, improved circle forms, and lunar form. So let's look first at circle forms. So, here we have a couple different things. And basically, we're going to change some of the things around here. We're going to change a bunch of different things. And then once we're done, we'll show you the finished product, which I believe we will be able to share with the community since we have all the correct things now. I was mistaken! Is too similar to Circle of the Old Ways, which I've actually never heard of. And it's also just, still not mapped out correctly and a bunch of other things. So sadly, I cannot share this with the community, but this is what, a big one looks like with all of the corrections and all of that stuff. Either way, I really hope that you guys found this helpful. I'm sorry that I couldn't share anything with the community. I usually always try to, but I really hope that this was helpful. Subclasses are a beast to do. I don't always recommend them. I just thought that this video would be helpful in some ways of just teaching you how to navigate the beast that subclasses, homebrew-wise, are. Either way, I really hope that you enjoyed this. Please subscribe in order to, stay updated on what other courses and also D&D actual play stuff we will be doing, as well as other tabletop role-playing game stuff we will be doing. We have plans for so much more coming out to you guys. If you have any comments about questions or anything like that, leave them down there so that you guys can always get your questions answered. I will answer any questions. I have done so on previous videos, and I always recommend that you do so that you can learn more. But thank you guys so much for watching, and for your next D&D adventure, I hope you guys roll a natural 20. Goodbye!